Thanks so much for being here. It's a really exciting event, and it's my distinct pleasure today to honor Mark Samels, executive producer of television's most watched and longest-running history series, American Experience. As our 2016 Wisconsin public school graduate. By way of doing so, I want to start with interesting observation. 2 years ago, I was honored to recognize another Shawano graduate, the great Ada Deer. And Ada graduated from Shawano High School in 1953. This year's recipient, Mark, is a 1973 graduate of the same high school. Now, is that a coincidence? I don't know, but if history repeats itself, I'd suggest that school superintendent from Shawano, Gary Cumberland, and board president Tyler Schmidt, seated right here at the front table, that they take a close look at the class of 1993. Now, I wonder if Arnold Gruber, Shawano superintendent in 1973, and Carl Carmichael, who I knew, the high school principal, saw an executive producer of an outstanding history series when they presented diplomas in June of 1973. Or maybe they saw you as an East Chicago steelworker or as a Great Lakes sailor, both of which you became before documentary filmmaking captured your imagination. And I doubt if anybody could have predicted that you would be one of the first Americans to work in a Japanese television production company. Or that you would produce a cult classic with Dancing Outlaw, the portrait of Jessica White, an Appalachian mountain dancer with a split personality. Or that you would have co-wrote and directed A Brilliant Madness, the biography of Nobel Prize-winning mathematician John Nash. Your commitment to public service, your strong belief in the value of public education, your allegiance to producing public television programming at the very highest quality certainly warrant today's honor. The state of Wisconsin joins the Shawano community in celebrating your achievements with the presentation of the 2015-16 State Superintendent of Wisconsin Distinguished Public School Graduate Award. Please step forward, Mark, to receive your plaque.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have to say it's a big pleasure to be here, and thanks to everybody connected with this. I'm extremely happy that I'm finally at an event where my name is pronounced right. And I can tell you this is the very first time that my hometown has been pronounced right. Where'd you go to Shawano High School? Anyway, there is a Shawano Mafia, and we do control most things in the state. So I would strongly urge you next year to vote for the right candidate from my former hometown. This award does remind me of the past and reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from the past. Is from the novelist Colin McCann. And he wrote, "We are built on the wounds and mercies of the past. Everywhere we are is everywhere we have been." My guess is that many of you see a fair amount of wounds each and every week. Now, I don't want to exaggerate the wounds in my own life, but by the time that I was 16, they had coalesced enough to make me feel quite alienated from my high school. It was a time of social unrest, of widespread drug use, of distrust in our institutions, and deep racial conflict. History doesn't repeat itself, said Mark Twain, but it certainly does rhyme. So as I drifted away, something remarkable happened. An English teacher, Mr. Howe, encouraged me to express myself, to channel my feelings into writing. I started writing poetry, and he urged me to write more. I won a poetry contest and was admitted to, I think it was called the Junior Academy of Arts and Letters. Now, to my great relief, And believe me, to yours, none of that poetry has survived. The next year, instead of writing a paper for my English class, I made a short film. And you'll be surprised to learn that the subject of the film was a teenager who felt alienated. My school provided me with a camera and some rolls of film, but I had to pay for the processing of the film, which at the time I thought was awfully unfair. And of course, it was so not unfair. But maybe you've had some discussions with 17-year-olds about fairness. Anyway, I came here to Madison after high school under the spell of filmmaking. As a freshman, I couldn't get into the production classes at the UW because I wasn't an upperclassman, so I took classes on Saturday mornings at the Madison Arts Center, which is over here on the other lake. When I was a junior, I made a film, and it was aired on WHA, which was the local public television station. And basically, I've been doing that ever since, because that's really the only thing I know how to do. But I've been really lucky. So looking back, I want to say that, I think a lot of this traces back to Mr. Howe's encouragement. What he gave me was quite simply a mercy of attention and guidance. Though you may not think of it this way, I would guess that many of you are in the mercy business. Mr. Howe's with me today. Even nearly half a century later, his mercies are still paying dividends, because everywhere we are is everywhere we have been. So thank you, Derl. Thank you.